Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Grown Up Business. I used to be called EQ, Emotional Intelligence. So many years ago, I was going to do a process because that's another thing I do. Instead of doing one talk, we go in every 2-3 months and just they build a whole series of talks. So all of the stuff on the website, what you can do is every 2-3 months come in and just do another one. I was doing it with a company called Cyro Alliances many years ago. And I had my next session all set up, and the MD phoned me and said, "Listen, I don't know what you're going to do for your next session, but I've just read this book on emotional intelligence. Are you aware of it?" I said, "I'm not even aware of it. I know the author, and I'm very much into it." He said, "Well, can we do a session on emotional intelligence?" So, of course, I jumped in and I wrote a thing about emotional intelligence. And whenever I got to real senior leadership teams and stuff, I started doing emotional intelligence. And it was a bit of a departure for me because although I do bring fun into it, it was more of a serious thing. And I'll never forget the one time we did it for an airline. And at the end, all of the senior execs like literally walked up and they said, "We've seen a lot of what you've done, but this had more meaning for us." And basically what we spoke to them about was how we get emotionally hijacked in the world and how many times we lose business. And remember the old saying of people don't leave companies, people leave people. And a lot of the times it's because our emotions run first and we don't look at things logically. And I don't know if you've ever sat in a meeting sometimes and looked around and thought to yourself, "I'm the only grown up in the room." Have you ever done that? Well, that's what EQ is about. It's about emotional intelligence, about the dramas that we play, because we play 4 different types of dramas, and that's what I unpack. One of the dramas is how we steal energy from somebody else. Have you ever met somebody where you chat to them and stuff, and when you walk away, you just feel drained? You walk away and thinking to yourself, and you don't know why, because the person didn't do or say anything mean or nasty, but you just feel drained every time you're in that person's company. Ever had that happen? Well, that's because the person's playing out an emotional drama where they suck the energy out of you, and there's 4 different ways in which they do it. That's the type of thing we unpack. We also unpack the tunnel, the fact that we have to, as we grow up in our life, we have to go through a resistance phase, a rebellion phase. And if you don't go through the rebellion phase as a child, you're going to go through the rebellion phase when you're 30 or 40. Not very good when you're 40 and 50. But we just start talking about real life issues. And we speak about how do you control your emotions, what to do when you feel yourself getting emotionally hijacked, okay? We give you the tips, the techniques on what to do. But most importantly, once you understand what emotions are, once you understand that they are natural, they are normal, and they actually are helpful because they show you how you truly feel, it arms you going forward. So emotional intelligence is not a laugh a minute. It is funny. We do use some humor, but it's very much for how to do business as a grown up and make sure that you are the oldest person in the room when it comes to maturity and decision making. I look forward to sharing this one with you because I haven't done it in a while. Not a call for it because a lot of people always see me as this fun guy, which is cool, but it's a change of gears and it's getting into the nitty gritty of controlling your emotions. I look forward to sharing it with you if you're brave enough.